everyone, thanks for joining me for this video. I'm going to be talking about my setup, my easel setup, and how I set up a still life and how I light the still life. So very quickly I'll go through everything. Use my little pointer. Obviously you can see here I've got the easel, upright easel. You may not be able to see it. I've got a camera directly above that points straight down onto my pallet. I'll just move out of the way. So I've got my pallet down here, camera straight on it. The lighting is, I've got a couple of lights. I've got a light over there that shines onto the easel, and I've got another light which I'll show you in a moment that shines directly onto the still life. They're both at the same angle so that I don't get multiple shadows. And the pallet's got a similar amount of light falling on it to the painting, so it makes it easier to judge the colours. You can see, I don't know if you can see over here, I use this walking stick when I need to steady my hand, and you can see here at the back I've got a piece of MDF that I just sort of hang it on, and it allows me to rest my hand on it and do the painting that way. Okay. In terms of the still life itself, as you can see I've got this set up at the side and I've got a strong light at the side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put zoom in on this so that you get a better idea. Setting up a still life can take quite a long time. You're looking for an interesting composition, you're looking for balance in terms of the size of the objects, the position of the objects, you're looking at harmony in terms of the colours and how well they work together. And to help me with this I often use a viewfinder, so that it's the same aspect ratio as the canvas that I'm going to paint on. I hold it up in front of the image and it'll give me a better idea as to how those items will fit into the painting. Another consideration is the lighting of the setup. I want areas of shadow and highlight to interplay against each other, so there'll be areas that are completely in shadow, where there's a sense of creating a sense of mystery, where you can't clearly define one object or another object, and then there'll be areas that are highly lit and I want those to stand out against the darker areas. So I have to move the objects around once I've lit the still life to create those dramatic effects. So at the moment the still life is only lit by an overhead light and it's fairly uninspiring. So I will use different lights to create different effects. If I added just one light in front of the image, you can see straight away I get a very strong cast shadow against the back surface, and I don't particularly like that. It's a little bit too cold and harsh. So I've now moved the light round to the side, and the other thing that I've done is put a slight translucent cloth over the top of the light, and that creates a softer lighting. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a piece of cardboard at the side between the still life and the light, and that will cast a shadow across the background. That dark area will then allow the bright white of the cup to stand out against the background a little bit more, again adding a greater sense of drama, and it just adds to the interest of the final image. And if you look there at the final image, you can see it's beginning to look like a picture now. And that's what you've got to retain in your mind all the time, that the setup has to look like a painting. It has to look like a finished picture. Because if it doesn't, then you really I've got an uphill struggle to try and make your painting look like a beautiful image. So the setup in itself has to be beautiful. And as I said, if you hold up a viewfinder that has the same proportions as your canvas, you get a much better idea as to how the painting is going to work when it's finished. So that's pretty much it on how I set up a still life. I hope that you found it useful, and I look forward to seeing your own examples. Until next time, thanks very much. Bye bye.